Hi, in today's video I'm going to show you how to fill in the retention request and agreement form for when you submit a passport application for a Canadian passport. The retention request is used when you are looking to submit a Canadian passport that has not yet expired, but you still require it for upcoming travel. Your new passport won't arrive in enough time for you to be without a valid passport to meet travel requirements. So the retention request is simply filling in this form and submitting it alongside a passport application, either a simplified renewal, an adult general, or a child general application. And in doing so you would pay a fee, which is normally $45, and by doing that your Canadian passport, your current Canadian passport, is returned to you, and you can continue using it whilst your renewal is in process. Therefore, at no stage during the process of a renewal are you without a valid Canadian passport, so you can continue your travel commitments as normal whilst your regular passport is being renewed. This can be particularly helpful, especially when you're abroad, you're not in Canada or near an office which can process perhaps an expedited service, maybe a 24-hour service. Especially outside of Canada, this service does not exist. Normal processing times are around about 4 weeks or so. So if you are you're traveling quite heavily, and you require your passport maybe every other week or so, the retention request is a fantastic boon to have when it's time to renew a Canadian passport. So let's begin filling in this application form. It's quite short. It's a supplementary form with your main application. So section A here, personal information, and here you've got quite a bit of a hint as well, which is quite helpful in filling in this part of the form as it appears in the passport. So quite literally, you just have your current Canadian passport open in front of you, and you just verbatim copy it over the information as it appears in your bio page. That's the page with your photo and details on it, aka page 3. So you just put your surname, your given name or given names if there are more than one, like a middle name as well, the passport number, which is in the top right hand corner of the bio page on page 3, the date of issue, which is on the bio page as well, page 3, and below that will be the date of expiry, which you fill in as well. Next up, section B, reason for requesting to retain the passport. So provide an explanation as to why you need to retain the passport. You can be as simple as, I've got upcoming travel, business purposes, I need to retain the passport for visa purposes, whatever it may be. You can you don't have to go into too much detail, that's fine. So usually upcoming travel will suffice here in section B. Then you move on over to section C, location of passport exchange. So provide the name and location of the Government of Canada office abroad. That's the key word here, abroad, where you would like the exchange to take place. So if you, for example, are just doing it really straightforward and you just want to exchange the passports, that is basically the one that you're retaining, you'll give that back, and in exchange you'll get your brand new passport. So you can't really carry both at the same time. Once you give in your retained passport, it'll be cancelled and given back to you, and then the brand new passport is given back to you at the same point. But you can choose to do it at the same office where you originally submitted your application, or it can be somewhere else. So maybe you might just be traveling and you just need to desperately get the renewal process started. But you can obviously, if where your home base is, you can then do the exchange there as well. So for example, if you lodge this application in the London, UK office, but you normally reside in, let's say, Dubai, you can then opt to have Dubai be the location of passport exchange, where you can finalize everything, and then your brand new passport will be actually ready and waiting for you at that embassy instead. So you've got a bit of choice here, but just make sure that you are able to get back to that office that you declare here to do the exchange. Section D, so declaration of applicant. So we're at the final stretch already. Again, it's a short form, but just a declaration for you to read, just confirming that all this information is accurate. You're aware there's a fee, and you're aware that you have to make sure that you get to a location as well. So I understand I cannot have the replacement passport sent to a different location other than the one mentioned in section C, so do take that in advance. Notice as well that you need to be able to present yourself at the office that you designate here. It won't be changed afterwards. So have a real good read of that declaration, make sure you understand before you're signing, of course. Continue on to page 2. It's a continuation of the declaration. A lot of reading to do for you, but as always, whenever you're signing something, it's really important to read this as well. So read all of that, and then at the bottom will be, by signing below, you write I, and then here you put your name. Okay, this is where you put your name. I, name of applicant. There you go. There's a bit of a clue there for you. Attest I have read and understood the terms of this agreement, which are above here. Then you round this off with your applicant signature, your signature here, the date of your signature, and then the location where you have signed is also the city and the country. And you scroll down past this black line, as it says quite clearly here, for consular office or issuing authorities only. You would stop here. The office will fill in the rest here for you. But the retention is really useful in terms of for people that are heavy travelers, away from Canada where you can't get an express service. Definitely boom, and worth the $45 really if you can continue traveling for business or pleasure. And definitely something really useful that's been brought into place by Passport Canada. I hope this video has been of use to you. I think many people aren't actually aware of this form being available until it's actually too late and you can't end up retaining your current passport. So definitely something you can use at any point really. You don't have to wait for your passport to expire. A lot of people, their passports just get filled up with their pages get filled up with stamps, and the policy now is not to add pages to a passport. You just have to end up doing a renewal. So if you're just traveling so heavily where your pages are just getting filled up rather than coming up to expiry in terms of the date, this can be really helpful just to make sure that you're seamlessly getting new passports, but without ever actually having to submit your passport. It's definitely a really good feature, and for a small fee of $45, it's definitely worthwhile to individuals who, obviously if they've got business commitments, can be a lot more costly if they weren't able to meet them. So for sure, the retention request form, the PPTC 519 is the actual formal term for this form. Definitely worthwhile giving a shot if you require it, or just keeping aware of it if it ever, if you ever do need to for a one-off as well. It doesn't have to be for constant use, but just give you a one-off occasion. I hope this video was helpful to you. If so, please leave a like, please comment if you have any questions, if you want any clarification. I've got a bunch of other videos about the Canadian passport application process. Please feel free to check them out. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and please supporting this channel, and I'll keep on giving as much good content as possible, and I'm open to suggestions as well. If you have any further queries you would like me to elaborate on, please leave a comment and I'll be sure to get back to you ASAP. Thanks for watching.